The police chief in charge of the on-site investigation blurted out, "Director, there is a gossip that both Ito and Takahashi are trying their best to reach cooperation with the Su family, but the Ito family seems to have fallen behind, so they have done something to the Su family. Motivation, and the ninja darts of the Tenglin family were discovered at the scene, and the Tenglin family is under the Takahashi family, so this incident may be the Takahashi family arguing for the Ito family. In short, there are suspicions for both sides." The chief of the TMPD wanted to cry without tears, and blurted out, "Just the news of the deaths of a dozen people is likely to make a global sensation, not to mention the use of sarin to kill people. This can be regarded as a terrorist attack." It turns out that the eldest grandson and eldest granddaughter of China's first family is kidnapped. Now you tell me that master behind the murderer may be one of the two largest families in Japan. How can this case be solved? The other party also said helplessly, "Director, I don't want to make the case so troublesome, but the evidence chain of the case is like this, and our top priority now is to find out the two members of the Su family. If they are dead, and our TMPD will definitely become the laughingstock of the world." The chief of the TMPD angrily said, "Let all the police in Tokyo move. Even if you dig the entire Tokyo 3 feet, you must find people for me." The TMPD's battle was so big that the entire Tokyo metropolis suddenly exploded. The first to receive news was the big family in Tokyo. Takehiko had not received Jufei's reply, so he took the initiative to call him. After calling him a few times and no one answered him, he immediately sent someone to find out the situation. When he heard the news, he was struck by lightning. He couldn't understand who was so bold that he dared to do something to the Su family. Although he knew that before Jufei was kidnapped, he had just talked to him on the phone, but after all, he hadn't done anything extraordinary, so he had a clear conscience, and he didn't expect this matter to have anything to do with him. However, after Maki Takahashi heard about this, he was immediately confused. Jufei had already said that he would sign a contract with him tomorrow morning, but was suddenly kidnapped with his sister? Isn't this a good thing or bad for himself? When he thought of this, the first suspect he thought of was Takehiko. This is not only because the Ito family is its biggest competitor, but also because of the death of Tenglin Qingtian. It is highly suspected that it has something to do with Takehiko. The unclear death of Tenglin Qingtian gave Takahashi a feeling of being watched. Now that the Su brothers and sisters have been kidnapped again, he has naturally attributed it to Takehiko. Thinking of this, he suddenly became nervous. Ito can kill more than a dozen people from the Su family and kidnap the Su family siblings. Maybe he will do it on himself too. So many people in the Su family have been killed, which proves that the manpower of Takehiko's organization is very strong, and he must strengthen his safety protection. So he immediately called Tenglin, who was monitoring Charlie, and said nervously as soon as he opened his mouth, "Tenglin, the three of you come back to Tokyo quickly, come back now." Tenglin asked in surprise, "Come back to Tokyo now? Mr. Takahashi, don't we need to follow the subject?" Maki Takahashi blurted out, "You can't take care of him anymore. The bastard Takehiko is probably the one who tied the Su family. This time I'm afraid I'm going to die. Come back and protect me." At this moment, Charlie was walking on the streets of Osaka. This time he went out, he still did not let Isik and others follow. The reason was that he wanted to take advantage of this time and directly eliminate the remaining 3 ninjas who were following him. Because Osaka was already the last stop of the business on his trip to Japan, he wanted to quickly get rid of these 3 followers, and then hurry up to visit Kyoto. He deliberately led the 3 of Tenglins to leave the downtown area, preparing to find a suitable place to start. However, what he didn't expect was that the 3 people who had been quietly following him 200 or 300 meters away suddenly began to turn their heads and walk back. Charlie couldn't help but wonder, "What's the matter? They are not following me anymore. Are they aware of something? But it shouldn't be. I alone did not show any intention to attack. I have even been completely ignorant of their existence. They have no reason to notice anything abnormal. Is it because they are in a hurry? Or is it that Takahashi gave up letting them follow me?" Thinking of this, Charlie sighed, turned around, and started following these 3 people in turn. He didn't want to leave any hidden dangers for himself. After all, these ninjas have been with him for so long. If he let them go like this, the ghost knows if they will come back again? Even, the ghosts knew that after they left Japan, they would follow him to Orus Hill to make trouble for him there? Orus Hill has his wife, Claire, who is his weakness. Needless to say, this can put her in danger. So, today, let these three people keep their lives. Tenglin never thought that Charlie would follow them in turn. He always felt that Charlie should not have noticed their existence, so now he took the two juniors and ran all the way to the hotel. It's getting late now. It's impossible to get from Osaka to Tokyo by Shinkansen or airplanes, so the best way is to drive all the way. If you drive fast, you can reach Tokyo in 5 or 6 hours. Therefore, they have to go back to the hotel to pick up the car, and then set off quickly to Tokyo. The three people walked in a hurry all the way and arrived at the hotel quickly.